start in Madison, Wisconsin, where Bama traveled and beat the brakes off the Badgers. Jalen Milroe balled and never looked back. And this game went exactly like I said it would last week. Let's talk about the Wisconsin game next week. USF is a better football team than Wisconsin. I think Bama goes up there and just absolutely spanks Wisconsin. It will be interesting. The only way I see this is if Bama is somehow just insanely rattled in Madison, but I don't see Jalen Milroe being insanely rattled. I think he should be able to just have a field day on Wisconsin and put up numbers to help for his Heisman campaign. Man, dude, it could get ugly there. But, yep, that's exactly what happened. Bama went down 3-0 again this week and ended up winning. But, I mean, it's Bama. It's 3-0 is not a thing. Even if Van Dyke got hurt, it didn't matter. Bama's explosive plays are just absolutely ridiculous. Right now, Alabama, 13 of their 21 touchdowns have been on plays of 20 yards or more. Bama might be the best team in college football, and a lot of the credit goes to Kalen DeBoer, obviously. But I'm not dethroning Georgia. I have a 1A, 1B situation right now, and Ohio State's there. Ohio State was my preseason national championship pick. But the thing is, Ohio State's kind of like in a preseason right now, so there's nothing really like to truly judge them on at the moment. And Alabama's explosivity is absolutely crazy. Ryan Williams is just as advertised. I was telling people in the offseason with some of my TikTok content, the dude is the real deal. And he's proven it right now. He's absolutely insane. But Kalen DeBoer really might be the best X's and O's coach in all of college football. And I was hesitant to that. I wasn't hesitant to him winning at Alabama because, in the offseason, you had a lot of hopeful fans. And even me being an Auburn fan, it was nice to see Saban retire. But DeBoer, I was like, they're rating him in like the top 3 college coaches, recency bias and stuff. But he really does get the most out of every player he can. And the thing I respect the most about DeBoer is a lot of coaches are stubborn and not changing the way they run their system. So as you know, like DeBoer comes in, they're like, him and Jalen Milroe, how are they going to do, his kind of passing style offense? Milroe is kind of a deep ball guy, and then he just runs the ball, which, I mean, it kind of is true, but I've even said Jalen Milroe was my preseason Heisman pick. But with DeBoer coming in, like I said, DeBoer's not stubborn. He will adjust every time he has a player that he needs to adjust his playbook to. He's like, okay, we're not going to do some of this stuff. We're not going to do it. We're going to complement the strengths of our players every time, and we'll bring that stuff back in next year or for the next guy. The dude simply just wins wherever he goes because he knows how to get the most out of every possible player he has. It's incredible how good of a coach he actually is, and I know it's only been 3 weeks against Western Kentucky, USF, and Wisconsin, but that's not my point. It's looking back at his whole career, and I don't want to dive on that because it's not too important into this game. But it really showed because I look at this game and it felt like a prime Saban era on-the-road beatdown where sometimes, I mean, this sounds stupid, but it really was. Sometimes you were more scared to play Bama at home than away, not for Auburn fans really, but simply because when they went on the road in the prime Saban era, it was strictly business from Bama. They went in, popped you in the mouth as early as possible, and they got out and left you no hope at all. And that's how this game felt. Yes, it was a little slow early, but once this Bama team gets going with DeBoer, once they get that quick start in them, this team's going to pop off. And the only weakness I have with Bama, if you really look at it, the only weakness right now is the secondary, and it's really because this is nitpicking at this point because it's really just because they haven't been tested. Some deep balls haven't been hit. I saw some Bama fans saying if we play a good quarterback, they're Brown and then the Wisconsin quarterback that came in, better quarterbacks would be able to hit those. I'm like, yeah. And they were like, they'll torch us. But then I'm like, well, who's going to stop you? Because Jalen Milroe is so much better than I thought he'd even be right now. And I knew he was going to be good. I think he's the best quarterback in college football. And he's super. I love his like pistol holster celebration. That shit's so sick. He's such a fun player to watch. I genuinely, Ashton Jeanty and Jalen Milroe, I think, are the 2 most fun players in college football right now for me. Him is the real freaking deal right now with DeBoer leading it. Obviously, wide receivers have been rotating a lot. Ryan Williams has obviously been the main guy, but I think things are going to adjust. I mean, it's still early in the season. This team is a lot better than I thought they'd be, and I know people are going to say it's the 3 teams they've played, but I'm just telling you, man, Jalen Milroe might just cook everybody. Like, I'm telling you, that Iron Bowl, man, might be brutal for us. But I'm trying to find the stat from yesterday. Largest win by opposing team at Wisconsin since 2008. That was funny when Luke Fickell was like, if you haven't had your butts kicked before, this is what it feels like. But yeah, Bama absolutely rolls. Everyone wanted Bama to go away, or Bama's dying, Bama's done. Even when Bama's had bad coaches, Bama really hasn't been bad. Bama doesn't go away. That's the thing that people don't understand. Sometimes they have had bad coaches come in, but the talent has always been there. The school will always be fine. Now it's possible that things could go insane. There's things you can't tell, but that would be like a future problem because that's not going to happen with DeBoer. But this Bama ain't going nowhere, and if anything, they're going up.